Have you heard about the book Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki? See, in this book, he introduces the cash flow quadrant. So, what is it and how do you use it? That's what we're going to talk about today. Robert Kiyosaki introduced the cash flow quadrant in his book Rich Dad Poor Dad. By the way, have you read the book Rich Dad Poor Dad? If you have, type in a yes in the comment, and if not, just say not yet, and I highly recommend that you're reading it. So what is it about this cash flow quadrant that is in the book? Well, Robert Kiyosaki says that we all fall into one of these four quadrants. We are either E, where we are employed, meaning that we exchange time for money, which, by the way, is the worst thing that you can do, right? Being employed means that you are making somebody else rich. Don't get me wrong, it's a good way to get started. This is how I got started. I used to work for IBM, as you know, and it's a good way to make some money to move into one of the other quadrants. But let's talk about the other quadrants. S means that you are self-employed. And this means that you don't have a job. Actually, it kind of means that now you are no longer making somebody else rich, that now you're working for yourself. But let's be honest, for those of you who are self-employed, how many of you can really take a 6-week vacation and your business is running without you? Often being self-employed just means that you're working the same hours as being employed or even longer hours, right? And you are your business. When you don't work, you don't make any money. This is where Robert Kiyosaki says, on this side, it is all about active income. You don't work, you don't make any money. The idea here is to move to the other side of the quadrant. This is B, which means that you're owning a big business, that you have employees, that you have a team, that you have systems that are working hard for you. And it is always the dream of somebody who is in the S quadrant, right, to move into the B quadrant. But as we all know, it is not that easy. And most business owners get stuck in the S quadrant where they still produce active income. On this side here, we are talking about passive income. And building a business that actually produces money for you is one way to do this. The last quadrant that you see here is I. And I means that you are an investor. Investor means that you have money working hard for you. And this is what really attracted me. When I still worked at IBM and I was an employee, I realized that if I'm not rich, I'm making somebody else rich. I wanted to move as quickly as possible from the E quadrant into the I quadrant, where I have money working hard for you. What does it mean being in the I quadrant? It simply means that now you find a way to invest money that it produces a return for you. And for me, there's only two ways how you can do this. One of them is obviously trading stocks and options, and the other way for me is investing in real estate. Now, I'm doing both, and trading is my favorite way to generate an income and have money working hard for me. And here's why. When trading, you don't have to deal with tenants and blown water heaters and ACs. And also, if you're new to this whole game of generating an income with money, when trading, you can get started with only $10,000. These days, if you want to invest in real estate, you need to put 20% down. And if you have a $200,000 investment opportunity, right, which is possible maybe here in Texas and maybe in Florida, but in other parts of our country, it's not. Anyhow, if you just want to buy one home for $200,000, it means that you have to bring $40,000 to the table. Now, I own 2 apartment complexes that I bought for $2.8 and $2.3 million, so combined $5.1 million. Now, right now, I am selling them. They are on the market for $9 million. So, of course, this is where money is working hard for me, where money produces money for me. But trust me, I have been trying to sell these apartment complexes since probably November last year. So when doing it stocks, right? I mean, this morning I sold Boot. We talked about this, right? I mean, it was one of the stocks that I wanted to sell, and it was really easy. Boom, of just selling it, right? So this is why, as you can see, even though I'm making millions investing in real estate, I prefer trading stocks because it is much more flexible. And for me personally, it gives me more control and less dependency on others. The idea here is if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. So this is why I highly recommend that you find a way to go from wherever you are in this quadrant, especially if you are on the left side, right here on the left side, right? So if you are still employed, find a way to have money working hard for you. And for me personally, I believe the best way to get started is trading stocks and options, because there's only 3 ways that you need to know when trading stocks and options. First is what to trade, right? And this is where, again, I have a software that makes it easy for me to know exactly what stock I should trade. It's called PowerX Analyzer. If you're interested in this and would like to learn more, please go to mytradingroutine.com. That is a website where I explain in detail of how I find the best stocks to trade, when to enter, because that's the second thing that you need to know. When exactly do you buy? And I personally like to use 3 indicators. It's the RSI, stochastics, and MACD. And again, if you're interested in learning more, go to mytradingroutine.com. And the last thing that you need to know when trading stocks and options is when to exit, right? When to exit with a profit or when to exit with a loss. So these are the only 3 things. And compared to investing in real estate, that to me sounds much easier. It sounds much more doable, especially if you're new to trading and if you're a beginner. Find a way to get started somehow. If you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you'll work until you die. And I believe that Robert Kiyosaki's Cashflow Quadrant is a great illustration on how to do this. Was this helpful? If so, please leave a comment and let me know if this was helpful. And I am looking at all the comments. I will make sure that I answer your comments in writing over the next day or 2. So I appreciate all your comments, and please feel free to share this video. I'll be back tomorrow, and you have a fantastic rest of your day.
Click on like and leave a comment and let me know what you think. And make sure to subscribe to this channel to get new videos automatically.